Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's Foundations Live. I'm Paul Smith from Foundations, and today we're going to be looking at CPD opportunities that are available to you. Okay, just before we get on to CPD, a few updates and other bits and pieces to let you know about. So if you haven't joined us before, we're Foundations. We're the national body for home improvement agencies and disabled facilities grants in England, and we're funded by the Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government. Nearly got it wrong then. So we're here to support you with anything DFG or home improvement agency related. If you're looking for closed captions, they're available on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And if you're watching on the Foundation's website, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, all the links are available there for you. And I can see lots of you are commenting already, telling us where you're from and what the weather's like. So please keep those going during the afternoon. And if we've got a little bit of time, we'll pose any questions to our presenters. Couple of other updates just before we get into all of that. So next Foundations Live, for the first time ever, we'll have a Foundations Live that isn't on a Tuesday afternoon and isn't at 2 o'clock either. So on Thursday, we've got a special Foundations Live where we're going to be joined by officials from Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government, who are going to be talking through the allocations methodology that's out for consultation at the moment. So please do join us for that one if you want to find out more about how DFG is going to be allocated to local authorities in the future. And then on the 16th of September, we're going to be talking about the home adaptations installer network, where we'll be joined by Diversity, who run that with us, and some local authorities who are kind of early adopters of that. So a couple more Foundations Lives coming up in the next couple of weeks. The nominations are also now open. I've been open for a little while for the National Healthy Housing Awards. So that's where you can nominate either your team for things like Home Improvement Agency of the Year, DFG Service of the Year, Social Housing Adaptation Service of the Year, or you can also nominate individuals like Housing OT of the Year, Caseworker, Technical Officer, those sort of things. So those are open now. You can find the details on the Foundation's website, and to make it as easy as possible for you to put together a compelling nomination, we've also got the nomination agent, which is kind of an AI agent that can help you to craft what you do into a kind of very compelling entry. And then all the winners and kind of the shortlisted nominators will meet up in Manchester at Stoller Hall in December, and we'll have the usual award ceremony, which is always a really good day. And also coming up very soon are the DFG Champions Roadshows. We'll be visiting Southampton, Wolverhampton, Liverpool, Sheffield, and London on this tour. Pretty much all the tickets have gone. We do have a waiting list for most of them, so we'll be trying to release a few more tickets over the next couple of weeks. But I think there are a handful left for Wolverhampton. So if you definitely want to come, there's a few tickets left as we speak for Wolverhampton. The other ones are pretty much full, but we do have a waiting list. So I think that was everything. Just apart from to say, if you haven't already heard, we do have an album out this week, so I'll put the link in a chat in a few minutes' time. But we put together an album of DFG related songs that kind of help you remember some of the messages we've been talking about. So and they're quite catchy as well. So if you're interested in an album all about DFG related stuff, it's out now on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your music streamed. It's available now. If you search for We Are Foundations, you'll find it there, but I'll give you a link in a few minutes. Right, I think that's all the things I wanted to go through at the start. So today is all about CPD opportunities. And a couple of things that we've been working on in the background are competency frameworks. So we've got competency frameworks coming out for trusted assessors, OTs, and technical officers. And part of showing your competency, or a key part of kind of developing competency, and particularly when you're looking at things like the Building Safety Act, is that you're kind of fully familiar with the products that are available from the various manufacturers and suppliers, and most of them have a CPD offer. So today we're going to hear from 6 who are going to be in this order: Altro, Closomat, Dignity Access, Triton, Geberit, and Enable Access. And they've all got 10 minutes each to tell us about their CPD opportunities. In the middle of that, I'm going to talk to you about a new CPD platform that we're going to be launching later this year. So free of charge, you'll be able to record all your CPD and put together your portfolio. And next year, we're going to be doing some new events called Products in Practice Days, where we'll be touring around the country with potentially some of the suppliers you'll hear from today, but allowing you to complete kind of 4 or 5 CPD sessions in a single day. So more on those will come later this year. CPD platform will also be out later this year, which I'll tell you a little bit more about when we're halfway through. But let's dive into the CPD. So up first, we have Ultra.
Foundations Live.
So welcome to Nigel from Altro, and let me bring up your slides. I'll find the right ones. There we go. And over to you, Nigel. Tell us all about your CPD seminars.
Well, thanks, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone. So, as Paul said, I'm Nigel from Altro's housing team, and I'm just going to talk through some of the CPDs that we can offer you. So every exhibition we do, at least one person will say to me, "Oh, I know Altro. We use Altro all the time." But do you know Altro? We're a family-run business founded 106 years ago. And as a family-run business, our core values sit at the heart of everything we do. That's probably why I've worked here for 25 years. And some of you have probably been customers maybe for longer than that. So we're a UK manufacturer based in Hertfordshire, and all the Aquarius and Pisces wet room flooring you use is made in this building. We also have a factory in Dessau, Germany, which manufactures our more decorative flooring ranges like wood or stone. Our resin flooring factory is in Maiden Newton, Dorset, and our walling division is based way over on the East Coast in sunny Lowestoft. This is our company mission. Arguably, it also reflects what most of you do in your day-to-day work. Practically, it means we make safe, hygienic wall and floor coverings, but fundamentally, it's about enabling you to make spaces where people feel at home, comfortable, safe and happy. So today I'm going to give a very brief overview of some of the CPD seminars we offer. All of these are free of charge and delivered at your offices over lunch or online, but then unfortunately you miss out on lunch. This is a screenshot of our CPD webpage where you'll find details of each one. You can also book them through this page or just give us a call. I'll post this QR code in the chat, which takes you straight to this page. So being Altro, you're probably not surprised to hear we have a CPD all about safety. Altro invented safety flooring in 1947, 78 years ago. The two main tests used, the ramp test and the pendulum test. The ramp test is mainly used in Europe and gives an R value. In the UK, we all use the pendulum test, giving a pendulum test rating, 36 plus being a safety floor. The pendulum test is a measure of how much friction is applied by the floor to the sole of your shoe. And what you should be looking for is a rating of 36 plus. Most flooring companies will produce slip resistance performance data for flooring as new in the factory, But slip resistance can obviously be affected by wear and tear, as well as things like an unsuitable cleaning regime. What's most important is, will the slip resistance last the life of the product? As I said, safety is at the forefront of what we do, so every one of our floors are also tested with the Peditron machine, which you see here. There's only a handful of these machines worldwide, and it was originally created to test durability of shoes. But we now kind of reversed it, and we use the shoes to test the durability of all our floors, up to 1 million steps. Here are some typical contaminants, both wet and dry, and if you're specifying a safety floor for wet environments, such as bathrooms, it's vital to think about what, other than water, will be on the floor. When contaminants are involved, tests show that a PTV value of at least 50 is required, rather than 36, such as our Aquarius and Pisces wet room flooring ranges. So all of the previous points are covered in more detail in this CPD, entitled How to Reduce the Risk of Slipping. Another subject we're often asked about for advice on is subfloor preparation and adhesives. Our next CPD goes into this in detail. Vinyl floors will form to any undulations or imperfections in the subfloor. While it might look okay when you first laid it, it will show through in maybe 6 months or less. For vinyl flooring, relative humidity or dampness needs to be less than 75%. This is when talking about concrete floors. Damp wood floors have their own set of problems that would normally mean you wouldn't put a floor finish on them. We also explain why you should use a surface DPM, such as Ultraproof Solo. Other manufacturers are available, as they say. What's important is that they are a two-part epoxy resin system, not a water-based bitumen product, which we sometimes see. This becomes even more important when there's no existing damp-proof course, which is typical in older properties. With our bathroom and wet room products, one of the biggest issues we find is when the incorrect adhesive has been used. A standard acrylic adhesive will usually break down if subjected to moisture, which may happen if there's a water leak, a weld fails, or maybe the floor wasn't sealed properly. So all of the issues I've just highlighted, plus many more, are covered in this CPD. Prevention is better than cure. We also have CPDs looking at many aspects of design. Here are some of the points that we look at. And we cover things like BS 8300, which talks about how floor finishes should be carefully chosen. For example, floor patterning that could be mistaken for steps, like stripes, should not be used for floors in corridors. Some real-life examples. Interesting. My particular favourite, not quite sure what the designer or the carpet fitter was thinking when they put that in. So this CPD, Designing for Dementia, started life back in 2012 as Colour and Contrast, when actually, believe it or not, almost nobody was talking about dementia. And it's still one of our most popular CPDs and is regularly updated. We also have Designing for Neurodiversity that we produced to talk about various aspects of neurodiversity, which is obviously a very big subject, and that's also one of our most popular CPDs. We manufacture a huge range of flooring for all types of commercial and domestic uses, so we have a CPD that explains the differences and which to use in different situations. You can see some of the learning objectives here. We talk about what a vinyl floor is and how actually it uses less energy than manufacturing rubber, linoleum or wood. And things like the carbon footprint of a kilogram of PVC is actually the same as that of a kilogram of breakfast cereal, believe it or not. We show how PVC is manufactured. And we talk about the many different types of vinyl flooring, which could be safety, smooth, acoustic. foot traffic only, heavy duty, maybe adhesive free, and various plain or pattern types of floorings for use in different situations. So all that's covered in our CPD specifying vinyl floors. So we have other CPDs, but the ones I've just run through that you can see here, these are the most popular ones for our housing customers. We can also offer bespoke CPDs or just simple product updates for you. In addition to the CPDs I've talked about, you're very welcome to visit our factory in Letchworth Garden City. We have customers visit every week, and we'll even put you up in a hotel overnight if you have far to travel. These are really, really popular. Thank you. As I said, brief overview, and I'll post this QR code in the chat that will take you straight to our CPD page.
Great. Thank you, Nigel. Becky was just asking in the chat about a list of CPD links, and I know all the Altro ones are available on the training pages of the Foundation's website, so you can find details of them all there, and how to get in touch with Altro as well. So if you're happy to hang around a little bit, Nigel, I'm sure there'll be some more questions in the chat, and then at the end, if we've got any questions, we'll come back to those as well. So for now, thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone.
Foundations Live.
Okay, moving straight on to Closemat, and Ray, let me bring your slides up, and yeah, over to you to take us through Closemat's CPD offer.
Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you for attending, everybody. So for the next few minutes, I'm just going to talk about Closemat training, Closemat webinars, and what we can do to help you guys in terms of your education and knowledge. So first off, within the package of services really that we offer to the local authority customers, housing association customers, and everyone else, we offer a partnership arrangement which is multifaceted, and it covers things from installation and service through assessment with trusted assessors. But one section of this is geared specifically around CPD training and helpful resources, as you can see. We run free CPD webinars regularly, and I'll go through the timetable for those coming up fairly shortly. We also run Learn at Lunch sessions, as Nigel talked about, and we have a whole stack of online resources such as white papers, specifications, and other useful information that's available off of our website. Details for the website will also be posted a little bit later for you to peruse at your leisure. So in terms of what we've done in the past, we run regular webinars, and every single one of them that we run at 3 different times and days, so that if you can't make a showing, let's say at 10 o'clock, you can see it maybe again at 4 o'clock and maybe 2 or 3 days later. And the last 4 subjects that we ran the webinars on, you can see the subjects there on Parkinson's disease, dementia, challenges of hoisting and impacts on design, and arthritis. And the number of sign-ups we had to all of these webinars over those last 4 subjects was over 4,000. So over 4,000 sign-ups, over 1,000 per subject. So they are really very, very popular. Interestingly, we don't deliver the clinical content ourselves. We actually work very closely with the OT service. They deliver the clinical content. We top and tail it a little bit with a few question and answer sessions at the beginning and some general information from us at the back end as well to give you more information on the company. But they are, as you can see, extremely well attended. In terms of once they've been delivered, so once the webinar series has run and you've had the opportunity to watch it live and also to see the reruns of it, then everything from there transfers onto our YouTube channel. And we have over 27 hours of CPD learning, which has transferred from webinars that have been completed and now sits there on our YouTube channel for you to pick and choose the subject matter. And I'll post that link again in the comments in a few minutes. The beauty for you guys watching anything that's dropped on YouTube, you lose the top and tail. It is only the clinical element that actually gets uploaded onto YouTube, so it's quicker and easier for you to access. So that's pretty much what we've done historically. We've actually created our schedule for the next 4 webinars that takes us through to the other side of spring 2026. And we've got 4 subjects on the go. So first off, we've got MS, supporting the person through housing design. So again, it's going to be delivered by the OT service. The purpose of this webinar is to talk about the of multiple sclerosis and the impact on occupational performance. We'll touch upon the functional and occupational impacts of the condition and consider how home modifications have impacted the life of someone with MS. And in the course of this webinar, there will actually be an MS sufferer who will talk and share their experiences of the disease and how it's affected them and what's happened to make their life essentially that little bit easier. Following on from that one, we've got one that's on the subject of cerebral palsy, and the built environment. This one will explore cerebral palsy in a little bit more detail. We'll talk about the effects that this condition has on somebody's ability to live independently, perhaps to a degree, but also on the household in which they live. And it will consider in some detail how adaptations to the built environment will have impacted and can impact on the life of somebody suffering from cerebral palsy. The next one up after that is on the subject of UTIs and the impact of toilet hygiene on health and well-being. You will have noticed by this point that the greater majority of the webinars that we deliver, the content isn't just about our product and it isn't just about toileting. It's about something else within the disability marketplace or with housing and adaptations. So this particular one will actually look at the impact of toileting and UTIs, and it will consider how a UTI reflects on people's lives, what carers have to do, the dignity and independence for that person, and it will make recommendations that can impact health and well-being and reflect on the return on investment for adaptations and how that perhaps reduces the cost on NHS treatments, for example, by making some kind of proactive adaptation in the early part of the process. And then the last one that we've currently got scheduled is exploring the ergonomics of toileting and why does it matter. This will consider what ergonomics actually mean in terms of somebody's use of a toilet, how they get on, how they get off, how to set the height, how it will be operated and how that's impacted by a person. We'll consider the impact of inefficient activity in the bathroom, so making sure everything's in the right place for it to be used efficiently, and how that's affected the design of the final adaptation. And we reflect on the application of ergonomics and whether greater knowledge could improve client outcomes. So those are our upcoming webinars. As I say, all 4 of them are going to be delivered by the OT service with a little bit of input from ourselves. So you can sign up for all of those webinars anytime you like at closomat.co.uk/webinars, and I will post that link shortly in the chat so that you can pick it up. But that's all from me for today. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat or ask later. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ray. I think you answered the person's question in terms of how to book on the training session. So thank you for that. And yeah, if you're kind of happy to hang around for a little bit, Ray, I'm sure there'll be some more questions that
will do. No problem.
As we go through the day. So for now, thank you very much.
Foundations Live.
Right, now on to Elliot from Dignity Access and WashPod. I'll bring your slides up, Elliot.
Thank you, Paul.
So, yeah, over to you. Take us through your CPD offer.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who's joined us today. So my name's Elliot Sayers. I'm the National Sales Manager for WashPod. WashPod's a solution provided by Dignity Access Limited. We're also proud to say that we were winners for 2 years running now of the Occupational Therapy Excellence Awards, as you can see there. So very proud of that indeed. So just a quick introduction into myself because I'm quite new to the company. My name's Elliot Sayers, National Sales Manager for WashPod. I'm a Trusted Assessor Level 4 qualified. I've been in the industry for a few years. Previously worked for our friends over at ClosoMat. So thank you to Ray, and thank you also to Nigel who came before Ray for the content they've already shared. So quick introduction to WashPod as a product as well, before we go on to the CPD offering, because not necessarily everyone knows about WashPod. So what is WashPod? It's a range of mobile disabled wet room solutions that are modular, that can be erected in a day or two internally or externally, as an interim answer to dignified bathing and showering. As you can see from the photo we've attached to the slide here, they are self-contained. They're plug in and play, so they're not required to be hardwired. They don't require any adaptation to the property at all. There's nothing else like it in the marketplace, and they can be rented or purchased. They can be purchased using a DFG or other minor grants too. They very short order time, so the turnaround for us to actually get this product out on site and installed is very quick. The smaller models can even be erected in a day, and they can be removed in a day as well, leaving the property as we found it. We have a range of 8 WashPod models that you can see here. We have our micro model, which is the picture that you can see at the top left there. That's in a downstairs room that's been adapted to a bedroom, as you can see by the hospital bed. And we have just our micro WashPod in the corner there that has a shower and even a shower chair included within that model. We have our mini model. The mini model has a toilet, or can come with a toilet contained within there. You can see it bottom image in the middle in that sort of kitchen utility area there. Then moving on to our compact model, you can see our friend in the wheelchair at the top middle there. It's actually in a living room situ in that picture. So that's our compact model. Moving on to our standard in the conservatory at the top right there. Our large model, and as you can see from the large model, there's quite a lot included actually within the WashPod, such as the ceiling track hoist. You can have changing tables in the WashPods, height adjustable basins, wash dry toilets, even storage within that WashPod pod model there, the larger models, the compact, standard, and the large, can all be external. An example of the large external model you can see there at the top middle, just at the rear of that property. So, as I say, 8 different models. So who are the models designed for? The models cover a wide array of conditions and requirements that people may have, covering an array of needs, whether that be end of life, elderly, young or old. These are suitable for elderly, infirm, pediatric cases, quite a wide range. Complex neurological conditions, stroke, MND, dementia, Alzheimer's, hospital discharge, preventing hospital admission, and also a large part of our market is also clinical and personal injury, working with case managers as well. So that's the WashPod product. But in terms of what the actual CPD session provides, it's catered really for any working professional within the AIDS and adaptation space. So whether that be occupational therapists, case managers, grants officers, technical officers, housing surveyors, whoever it may be that has the requirement for the CPD session, we can provide it for. And it can be delivered on varying platforms, whether that be a Teams meeting, we can join on Google, Zoom, whatever it may be, whether it's part of a regular monthly meeting, one-off meetings, quarterly training sessions, whatever they may be. Or even we can come to you, as both Nigel and Ray alluded to, we can be part of a lunch and learn session. Tends to be cakes wherever I go, so we can always bring along some cakes and lunch. So we can host them and deliver them in a wide array of ways. So the presentation will outline the physical, mental, and medical benefits of showering, research references to support that, and the background to the WashPod range and how the different models available suit the different needs and the different spaces that we come across in the different cases we work with. The presentation will also outline a unique grant turnaround service that's offered to local authorities, how WashPod meets many of the DFG guidelines, including modularity, recyclability, M&D, private landlords. We'll also include in there some case studies to show how the WashPod's rapid installation has helped users meet these needs at home. They are really great to look at. They can all be found on our website as well. Some really great stories, some really great feedback as well. And it just goes to show how the WashPods have benefited people. So supporting good practice, the delegates will broaden their knowledge of equipment that's available that assists their service users in a direct and pragmatic way, become familiar with the WashPod temporary disabled wet room range, and learn how speeds help change outcomes and how WashPod can rapidly be installed to the benefit of the service user. Delegates will also learn how a temporary modular wet room can aid recovery, both mentally and physically, but also medically as well. Understand how to use the DFG to fund a wash pod, be given some case studies to illustrate these positive outcomes, and be afforded the opportunity to ask questions to gain a greater insight. Not everyone's aware that the DFG can actually be used to purchase the wash pod, especially with it sometimes being a temporary or interim solution, but it can indeed, and we'll cover that during the CPD sessions in some detail. As I've alluded to, the DFG can be used to purchase the wash pods. So just for everyone to have a quick read here, these are the different points that we reference to in the DFG guidance that references how the DFG the grant can be used to actually purchase a wash pod. And again, just to touch on some points here, just some legal and policy clarifications within the DFG guidance that shows that the DFG can be used to secure a wash pod. So the DFG can be used to buy wash pods. Temporary solutions are permissible under DFG legislation. Client contributions do not affect eligibility. Housing assistance policies enables flexibility and discretion. Authorities must not search for reasons to refuse a grant, but assess in good faith. And general consent allows councils to reclaim specialised equipment like wash pods if and when they are no longer needed, so long as the service user understands this and agrees to this, of course. So that's everything from me today. Just again, thank you for everyone to joining us. Thank you again to Foundations and to Paul for having us. These are my contact. Here you can see my contact information. Please do reach out, drop me a call, drop me an email. Happy to come along, as we said, or host virtually a CPD session. So just reach out whenever. Thank you, Paul.
Great, thank you, Elliot. I think, as you say, kind of cakes and lunch always go down well in a CPD session, I think.
As I say, Paul, I'm always carrying cakes wherever I go. So.
Thanks, Elliot.
Cheers, Paul.
Foundations Live.
So, as I mentioned at the start, one of the things we're working on developing is a CPD platform where if you kind of attend things like Foundations Live today, or if you read elements of our website, guides on our website, if you come along to the roadshows or the products in practice sessions that we're developing next year, and can potentially our it will include our other training courses as well, either e-learning or some of the live events that we do. We want to make sure it's as easy as possible for you to record that you've done that CPD and do the kind of reflection and learning that's required if you're kind of professionally registered. So I know a lot of OTs will already be doing that already, but also for things like the Building Safety Act, if you're a technical officer, it's going to become increasingly important that you can show your competency through the CPD that you've completed. So here's just a little clip which will introduce the CPD platform that we'll be introducing a little bit later this year.
Hi, my name's Andrew and I'm the founder and the innovation director here behind CPD.me, and I'm pretty excited to announce that we are, fingers crossed, putting a partnership together with Foundations to make recording your CPD simple. So at the heart of what we do here at CPD.me is make all of your CPD, whether that's conferences, events, learning, supervision, whatever that might be, simple by allowing it to be recorded on our platform so that you can produce a perfectly polished CPD portfolio. Lots of other fantastic features such as recording diary entries, uploading evidence, reflective practice, supervision tools, along with an amazing learning library. So all of these things we are going to bring together to you as part of Foundations. This system will revolutionise the way that you think about CPD, but more importantly, it will make recording your CPD really, really easy. And I give you that promise. We've got an amazing mobile app and an amazing dashboard that we're going to integrate into the Foundation platform. And this will literally make your CPD simple. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to fire them to me at andrew@cpdme.com, and I'll try and answer as many as I can for you. Look forward to this exciting new collaboration, and I'm sure the team here at Foundations will be telling you about some of the features that will be coming to you soon.
So thank you, Andrew, for recording that little video for us. Yes, it will be free of charge for people who register to use it with us. And it'll mean that kind of at the pretty much at the click of the button, any events, any training, any reading you do on our website, you'll be able to add to your CPD record almost instantly. So all good from that point of view. Right, who have we got? Who we got next? So next up, we've got
Foundations Live.
So welcome, Vicky. Let me add your slides to the stage. I think there you go. And over to you to tell us about Triton's CPD.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Paul, for inviting us. First off, I'm going to offer you a bit of an apology because this was a curveball that I was asked to do last night. So if I appear to be winging it, that's entirely accurate. I am. So apologies up front. Triton don't really offer OTs CPD training per se. What we have offered previously is installers, and it's very much product centric. Now we are in the process of writing some CPD, so I'm going to offer you a unique opportunity of telling me what it is that you need to know and how best we can help deliver it, because we're in that very sort of early stages of designing some CPD modules. If anybody's got any great ideas, please do reach out to me and let me know, because I can feed that into the design process of what we do come up with. But I'm going to very quickly run through the slide pack, as I say, based on a brief that I didn't really understand because we didn't get to talk to Paul until just before this call. So who is Triton and why Triton showers? Well, we're a UK-based manufacturer. The factory's in Nuneaton. Again, like Alto, we're very happy to have people to come and visit the factory and do a bit of a tour and get up close and personal to not just the process but the products as well. We have an incredible quality. We have an incredible quality record with less than 1% failure rate across our product range. So that's great, particularly in a DFG sort of situation where you've got vulnerable people who are using our products. Our showers are designed both for quick and hassle-free installation, as well as obviously for the purposes for which they've been designed. Easy to fit, easy to install, and easy to commission as well. Customer experience in our national, we have a host of people who are out in electric vans and can go and fix anything that does break as well. So once you've installed our products, you have a significant sort of support there after the event, because obviously this is a usable product. And all of our products are obviously lifetime tested, also end of life. We've just won the King's Award for Sustainable Development, so we're very keen to sort of work with people to make sure that all of our products can be recycled at the end of life as well. Full guarantee, both in parts and labour, on every shower that gets installed. Secondly, some of these accreditations you will all be very familiar with. We have worked with the OT service in terms of designing some of our care-oriented products. And anybody who wants to know anything more about these, please do reach out. I'll put my email in the chat at the end of this session. But yeah, all of those things have been taken into account in terms of the way that we design and deliver the products and the services that come to you. And we've got a very rigorous manufacturing process that makes sure that all of our accreditations are obviously upheld throughout the process. So next one. What we have offered in terms of CPD previously is on toolbox training, and as I say, this is very much focused at the minute on installers, so plumbers and electricians who are actually installing the things. The bit that's missing and the bit that we're trying to sort of fill the gap of is CPD for specifiers and people who are actually going to be designing the care environment and making sure that they sort of understand the products that we can offer into that market that's going to help you be able to do your jobs properly. I'm not going to go into too much detail because looking at the people that are on the call, not necessarily installers yourselves anyway, but that's what we have currently. And as I say, anything that you guys want and feel that you need or don't understand in terms of thermostatic showering, please do reach out and let me know, and I'll make sure that it's built into what we're in the process of coming up with. So we have, once you have specified and purchased and installed one of our products, we obviously have various service level agreements in place to support that installation. And that is to do with how we are able to, if there is a failure, then how we then support a vulnerable person getting back into being able to have a shower. Not that we have this very often, but yeah, we have lots of service level agreements in place to be able to do it. So as I say, that's really me. Apologies for having missed the brief or not understood it, and it being a little bit too previous. We're not quite there yet in terms of giving you a full sort of host of, I'm very impressed with the other suppliers and the offering that they've come to the table with today. But we are literally in the process of designing it and writing it as we speak. So if anybody would like to register an interest in what we might come up with, please drop me a note. And if anybody's got any decent feedback and sort of requests as to what we might cover from a thermostatic showering point of view or a sustainable development point of view, or in terms of water consumption, low energy usage, low carbon, and so on, please do sort of let me know what those are, and I'll make sure that gets sort of factored in. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks, Paul, for inviting me. And as I say, apologies for not really being on the right page with it.
No, Vicky, that's really useful. Thank you. I came to a presentation that Triton did a couple of years ago on sustainability, both in terms of energy and water, and it was really interesting. So I think, I think people will be really interested in that as a CPD offer.
Thank you.
Great. So thank you, Vicky.
Foundations Live.
So next up, back to toilets, and over to Simon and Gibrit and their CPD offer. So over to you, Simon. I think we've got a bit of a problem with your sound, Simon. I think it was working fine earlier, wasn't it? But I think we just got a slight whistling. I assume you can hear me, Simon. We can't quite hear you. I think there's it's it was fine earlier, wasn't it? I don't know what's happened since. Do you want to hit it with something, or do you want to go ahead and come back in again? Yeah. Okay. If you go ahead and come back in again, we'll hopefully get Simon back on in a moment. What else can I tell you about? So if you've got any questions that you would like to post in preparation for the Foundations Live that we've got on Thursday, which if you haven't already registered, I think it should be a good one, because it's going to be officials from Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government are going to be going through what's included within the new or kind of proposed formula for allocating DFGs. So if you haven't read it already, they will kind of go through what's included. If you have read it and you've got some questions, then they'll hopefully either answer it as part of the presentation, or you'll be able to ask questions as we go through. So please do join us on Thursday at 2:30, not 2 o'clock, and you'll be able to find out all about the consultation. Right, Simon, hopefully we can hear you now.
Try again.
Yay!
Yay, that'll do. Fantastic.
I thought I was going to have to fill for the next 10 minutes. So that's good.
Oh, no, that one I would have loved to have heard.
I would have had to have started playing some of the songs, but never mind. Right, over to you, Simon. Take us through your CPD.
Will do. I was just saying thank you to you and Dan for organising this, and hello to everyone. I'm Simon from Gebrit. Been here now just over 13 years, but in the industry for over 25. And yes, I talk about washing bottoms, which Paul's just escaped from doing. So a little bit tongue-in-cheek comments here. What is a shower toilet? What is a wash-dry toilet? I see this comment quite a lot in the DFG Champions group over on Facebook. So just to clear it up, Nothing, exactly the same. It's just terminology across the country and even across the world when you're talking about shower toilets on a global level. So nothing, shower toilets, wash dry toilets, whatever you want to refer to them, typically means the likes of Geberit and Closomat. In terms of our CPD offering, we've gone down a slightly different route where we've tried to fill it full of educational comments and story form, real life scenarios that have come up from it. So when we're saying what is a wash dry toilet, very often at the start of a CPD training session, I'll turn around and ask an occupational therapist team group, who knows what a shower toilet is? And many people put their hands up, and then you'll turn around and say, who's used one? And some people put their hands up, and then you ask the next question, who's used a shower toilet for a week? And then no one puts their hands up, typically. So that's what we looked at and we focused on. Many people specify shower toilets, but we don't actually know what a shower toilet does or what it's like to live with one for a week, for example, or for a year, or how it affects someone in home life. So the CPD offering we have, it touches on subjects. I could ask all of you, I could see your faces, and I'd see you all blush. How do you like your bum washed? And unless you've actually got a shower toilet, you probably couldn't answer that. But when you ask a client who's used a toilet for 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months, you get a totally different answer. What is it like living with a shower toilet? What's it like when your friends and family come round and they want to use it, not want to use it, or they feel put off that there's this specialist toilet in the bathroom? We discuss real life case studies, and to give you a little example of one of the stories from real life was a young boy I met down in Westerham in Kent. Young boy, quadriplegic, used a Rifton HS shower chair over the toilet. The OT had already built him up that he was going to get a shower toilet. He was going to be fully independent in the bathroom. We turned up, we're doing the demonstration of a shower toilet. We're going through the remote control, how mum and dad can do it without actually being next to him in the bathroom. And towards the end of the demonstration, the young boy suddenly clicked, I'm not fully independent. My mum or my dad's still going to have to be in the bathroom. Okay, they can have a back to me in the corner, but they're still in the bathroom. And at that, the young boy broke down. And during this bit of moment of upset, the mum suddenly jumped up, why don't you show Simon your new iPad? And this new iPad had got eye gaze technology built on it, and he's showing me, trying to cheer him up, how that this iPad can control his TV, his lights, his curtains, his blinds. And I just jumped in and went, can you put any app on that iPad? And he went, yeah. So we put our Geberit app on the iPad, and within 5 minutes, he's now washing his bum using his eyes. So the CPD is full of stories, relatable comments like this that you can understand. We even touch on, to really make you all freak out while you sat there at home, we've now got 4 service dogs that are washing and drying the owner's bottoms. We've taught dogs how to control a shower toilet so they can wash people's bottoms. Thing that you would probably never think of if I take you back to that remark of what's it like to live with a shower toilet. So we filled the CPD full of this. We've included in it quite an intense session on bariatric and toileting ideas, what it's like for a bariatric user going to the toilet, but then what's it like for a bariatric user going for a shower toilet, a wash-dry toilet. Female hygiene is very important. Over years, shower toilets have always been seen as washing the bottom as a priority. More and more as shower toilets advance, it's not just about washing bottoms, it's about female hygiene, lady wash functions. Working with UTIs, working with conditions. We meet ladies who are 70, 80-year-old and no blushing, because I can't blush when I say this, but they turn around and say, Simon, I love my lady wash function. You're like, why? Well, the older you get, the more you wee smell, Simon, so I have a little wash before I go shopping. Fills me with confidence. This is what the CPD has been built around. It's about giving real life stories. Yes, we've now got people washing the bottoms with using their eyes, using iPad technology. We've got dogs doing it as well. But we also focus heavily on shower chairs and other equipment compatibility. And of course, as you would expect from your side, there's quite a heavy session in there based on clinical reasoning as well. So we've built this CPD to inform you what it's like. We can stand there all day and talk about washing bottoms, warm water, cold water. It doesn't really mean anything until you put it into context with clients who are actually needing warm water, cold water. The bowel condition today is okay, the bowel condition tomorrow flares up. The fissures of wounds have opened up more, and suddenly a warm water wash is intolerable. They need a cold water wash. This is what we've tried to build into CPD. It's easy to sit online and do an hour-long CPD, and we are doing them. It's fun, but it's not as great fun as the lunch and learn sessions we're doing. So to try and make it a real involved session, the lunch and learn sessions that we're offering. They're roughly about 3 hours long. Similar to Elliot, we'll turn up with cakes, we'll turn up with biscuits, donuts, or sometimes we nip into Costco's and bring the whole sandwich buffet with us. But we've tried to turn it into about a 3-hour session. The first hour is very much on the CPD, and it is accredited, so you do get a certificate from it. Then we'll have a bit of a breakout for lunch, and for the next hour and a half, we then focus on bariatric and toileting, and we actually bring some equipment along so you can get hands-on both with a shower toilet and with bariatric side of it. A little task for you all tonight: do try it. Go home on your laptop, look at the makeup toilet you've got, and then Google the weight limit from it. And you'll be quite surprised with the results you get from that. So we talk about that and expand on it and why Gebrick look the way they do with bariatric training. And we also turn up with some shower chairs so we can do a session on what is it like with a shower chair over a shower toilet. Why do you need a skirt on a shower chair? Well, yeah, it's not just about keeping everything that's going down into the toilet in the toilet. It's also about keeping the water going up and the heat coming over a dryer going up as well. So we touch on that. So we've tried to make the lunch and learn sessions, yes, it's 3 hours of your day, but we've tried to make it really informative. It's not just about the shower toilet, it's about the shower toilet and the world of people who are using it with it as well. We do have a YouTube channel, and there is already a couple of CPD sessions on there, but there's also quite a lot of these little info videos on it as well, including using it with bariatric bench, using it with self-propelled shower chairs, using it with rise and fall basins and systems and stuff like that as well. So we have a fully working demonstration toilet. That is what we bring to all the events. We plug it in, you know, most of the time in our day-to-day it's in people's living rooms giving a demonstration, but at the OT sessions, we're turning up, taking the toilet off its wheels, putting it in the middle of the room, letting everyone play with it, get hands-on with it, understand what we're trying to tell them through these stories and these case studies, and then actively letting you play with shower chairs and benches over it as well. So, but a real good session. We do involve a lot of giggling, a little bit of blushing sometimes, but we've been doing it now for last year. They've been really, really informative. So if you'd like to arrange one, let us know and we shall come along. And I think that's it from my side, Paul.
Great. Thank you, Simon. Let me remove your presentation. Yeah, again, always good to have food, I think, isn't it, for a CPD session?
Yeah, of course.
Always a good draw. So, yeah, if you're happy to hang around a little bit, I'm sure there'll be a few questions at the end. But for now, thank you to
Foundations Live.
And our final session of the afternoon is Garth from Enable Access, or Neil. So over to you guys.
Thank you, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this event. Excellent to everyone on board today. Are you a professional working with disabled facilities grants, home adaptations, or accessibility solutions? Perhaps you're an occupational therapist, a housing officer, technical officer, or just part of the local authority adaptations team. And if so, we have something truly unique available for you. We're excited to introduce the completely free DFG Access Solutions webinars, brought to you by Enable Access and designed specifically to support you in navigating the often complex world of accessibility adaptations, home modifications, and DFGs. And in today's fast-paced environment, ensuring that your projects are compliant with building regulations while meeting the practical needs of clients can be extremely challenging. And that's why we've designed this expert-led webinar to give you the confidence, to give you the knowledge and the tools to deliver safe, functional, and fully compliant mobility solutions for all your clients. You might be wondering, why should I attend this webinar? Well, what makes it different from other training sessions and online resources? And it's not just another general lecture on home adaptations. We've all been to those and we've all heard those before, but this is a webinar specifically tailored to DFG funded projects, offering practical, actionable knowledge that you can apply immediately in your professional work. And when you join this session, you'll gain insights into building regulations, so understanding the legal and technical requirements, ensuring that every ramp system or adaptation you specify is safe, compliant, and fully sustainable. You'll also be able to specify ramp systems, so you learn how to correctly assess, plan, specify mobility ramp solutions for a variety of home environments. And this is crucial for ensuring your clients receive safe, effective, and tailored accessibility solutions. There'll also be practical applications as well. So whether your projects involve small domestic adaptations or, say, larger scale modifications, you'll receive guidance that translates directly into your day-to-day work. And we know that professionals like you are often balancing multiple responsibilities, and that's why we've designed this webinar to be concise, to be relevant, and full of practical insights that you can immediately apply. And this webinar is perfect for a range of professionals working in the DFG and accessibility sector. If you're an occupational therapist, you'll gain confidence in recommending the right mobility adaptations and specifying ramps that meet your clients' unique needs. If you're a housing officer, you'll understand the technical and regulatory requirements to streamline approvals and ensure successful adaptations. If you're a technical officer, you'll learn the intricacies of ramp specifications, ensuring your work is compliant with building regulations. And if you're a local authority, if you're part of the local authority adaptation team, you'll enhance your team's overall efficiency and knowledge, ensuring your DFG projects, or your DFG projects, should we say, are delivered safely, effectively, and also on time. So no matter what your role is, attending this webinar will provide you with clarity, it will provide you with confidence, and with practical tools to ensure the quality and compliance of the adaptations you recommend or oversee. So let's dive a little deeper into what you actually gain from the sessions. Now, the first thing is you'll gain a clear understanding of building regulations, and we'll break down the complex regulations that govern home adaptations, making them easy to understand and apply. You'll know exactly what to look for, what to measure, what to include when planning a ramp or accessibility modification, such as this ramp system here. You'll also gain step-by-step guidance on specifying ramp systems. So whether your client requires a short threshold ramp or a larger access solution, this webinar will guide you through the process of specifying the right system for the situation. And we'll also cover various other subjects as well, such as material choices and safety considerations, concrete ramps, timber ramps. We'll also cover things like gradients and slope calculations, installation best practices, so how to also maintaining compliance with local authority standards as well. And within the session, we'll also touch on practical assessment techniques too. So as you learn how to assess homes efficiently and effectively, identifying potential challenges before they become problems. It'll also give you confidence in decision making. So by the end of the webinar, you'll feel confident in specifying and recommending and approving ramp systems. You'll understand not just what works, but why it works, ensuring your solutions are both practical and compliant. Now, one of the biggest advantages of this webinar is that it's led by industry experts with years and years of hands-on experience in DFG projects and accessibility adaptations. It's not just theoretical knowledge, it's practical, tried and tested guidance from professionals who understand the challenges you face every single day. And our presenters will share insights from completed DFG funded projects, common mistakes and how to avoid them, tips for streamlining assessments and specifications, as well as strategies to ensure projects pass regulatory inspections first time. And we know that learning is most effective when it's engaging and interactive. And that's why this webinar isn't just a passive presentation. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions in real time and get answers to your specific challenges and scenarios. So imagine what you could achieve with the same knowledge and confidence in your own projects. By attending, you're not just learning, you're investing in better outcomes for your clients, your team, and your own professional development. So don't miss out. If you're ready to improve your skills in specifying and assessing mobility ramps, gain a clear understanding of building regulations, enhance the safety, compliance, and success of your DFG funded projects, connect with other experts and peers in the accessibility field, then join the free DFG Access Solutions webinar by Enable Access today. If you register today, secure your place in this valuable session Spaces are unfortunately very limited. We've had a huge number of people sign up already. But the knowledge you'll gain could make all the difference in your projects and professional growth. Now, if you also get involved in cases that don't require a major or minor adaptation, for example, where a service user just needs some equipment from your local equipment stores, for example, we can also assist with that. We have got what we call our live demonstration OT webinars, occupational therapist webinars. These sessions are completely different to the DFG Access Solutions webinar. And in the live demonstration OT webinar, you'll discover the latest in mobility access and wheelchair ramp solutions in our interactive webinar that's designed for local authority teams, prescribers, and general access professionals. This live demonstration and training session will guide you through Enable Access's full range of portable ramps, threshold ramps, as well as modular ramps like this one here, and step systems, with practical insights on how to specify the right solution for every single setting. Now, what can you expect from this session? The live demonstration is, as it says in the name, a live demonstration of the latest Enable Access ramps and access solutions. There's expert advice on gradients, ramp lengths, calculations, as well as how to overcome tricky thresholds, including UPVC. There's also practical strategies for tackling common access challenges, tailored guidance specifically for local authority teams and prescribers. And the whole session is about an hour and a quarter, with an interactive question and answer session at the end for your questions and real world scenarios. You'll also have attendance following the session, our access and ramp assessment guide booklet. So whether you're specifying ramps for homes, workplaces, public buildings, whatever, this session will equip you with up-to-date knowledge to make you confident so that you can make informed decisions. Remember, accessibility is more than just compliance. It is all about improving the quality of life for individuals and making homes safe, functional, and fully inclusive. And by attending both the DFG Access Solutions webinar and the live demonstration OT webinar, the two sessions, you'll be taking a step forward, delivering excellence in every DFG funded project you work on and with every service user you assist. So join us, gain confidence, and take your professional expertise to the next level, all in just a couple of sessions, all completely free. The links to register for our upcoming sessions will be sent out right after this session today. We'll also put them in the chat box now as well. And we can't wait to welcome you and help unlock the practical, expert-led insights that will make a real difference in your work. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in both sessions.
Foundations Live.
So thank you to Garth, and thank you to all our other guest speakers who've come on to tell you about their CPD today. So last chance for you to pop any questions in the comments, but just to wrap up, that we're a big push on CPD to make it more widely available. The CPD sections of the training pages on the Foundation's website include many of the opportunities you've heard of today, if you want to find more details of them there. Next year, we'll be pulling together a set of products in practice sessions, which are basically kind of days where we'll have a number of different suppliers come together and provide their CPD together with some lunch and some cake at venues across the country, venues that we don't kind of traditionally visit with the roadshows. Will be coming the products in practice sessions. So if you're looking to hear kind of 4 or 5 of kind of manufacturers and suppliers talking about their products and providing CPD for your staff, that those will be available next year. Dates very early in the new year. Just a reminder, we are about to publish some competency frameworks. The first ones will be for trusted assessors and technical officers, and they will guide through the competencies required to successfully complete DFGs. Trusted Assessor one links very closely into the trusted DFG assessor training that we provide, and we've developed a technical officer competency frameworks so that you can prove your competency for the Building Safety Act, which is now a legal requirement for any jobs that require building regulations approval. And then finally, so you can pull all of that together, we'll be offering the CPD Me CPD platform, as you heard from Andrew earlier, free to people who sign up, take out training, the vast majority of which is free of charge via the Foundation's website. So that's all coming later this year. Just check, I don't think I can see any more questions. Just from David asking about Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, Dave, we're only funded to provide support in England, but be very happy to talk to the administrations in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland to offer that further. But at this point in time, we're just funded to provide that in England. So thank you to all of our speakers for joining us today. As I've mentioned a couple of times, we do have a couple more Foundations Lives coming up. Well, the first one is particularly soon. It's on Thursday at 2:30. I said the officials from the Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government will be talking about the allocations consultation. And then on the 16th, which is back on a Tuesday and at 2:00, as usual, we'll be having a session on the home adaptations installer network, but many more Foundations Lives to come before the end of the year. Just a final reminder that the nominations for the National Healthy Housing Awards are now open. They close in a couple of weeks, I think, or it might even be next week. So please try and get your entries into that. It'd be fantastic to see lots of you in Manchester in December and to celebrate all the good work that you've been doing. And the final thing to plug is that we'll be out on the road from next week for the DFG Champions Roadshows Autumn Tour, where we'll be visiting Southampton, Wolverhampton, Sheffield, London, and where else are we going? Wolverhampton. I can't forget Wolverhampton. So we'll be visiting all of those over the next couple of months. We'll be looking at high-cost adaptations. We'll be playing the brand new DFG Champions board game, which I think will have. It'd be interesting to get your feedback on, because we would like to make it available for every local authority. Again, sorry, in England, but we would like to make that available for every local authority if you like it. And we'll also have a session on trusted assessors, where we'll be showing you what the trusted assessor competency framework actually looks like. So all that over the next few weeks. I think that's everything for today. Hope to see you on Thursday, 2:30. So I suppose at least not 1:30, so you can't be late for it, but 2:30 on Thursday for the consultation on the DFG allocations. But for now, thank you all for joining us. See you all again next time.